Hi, it's Elena from financialdemics.com, and I help you reach your money goals. And today we're talking about why you need a financial checkup every month. So I know you're watching this and you're like, what is a financial checkup? A financial checkup is the process of checking on your financial well being. So, you know how you go to the doctor like once a year for a just well being checkup, or going to the dentist twice a year? Well, we're doing this for your money, but we're doing it every month. To complete the financial checkup process, you are reviewing your checking and savings account balances. You are making sure all your bills are paid. You are looking at how much you spent in the previous month and what you actually spent your money on. You're determining if you overspent in any one category. You're verifying if all your bills were paid. You're making sure you have enough money to cover your bills until your next payday. You're checking out your credit score, and then you're also checking your progress towards your financial goals. The reason why you would complete a financial checkup is because it helps you see where you actually stand. I don't know about you, but I've been in the position where something came up and I had no idea where I stood financially. And so I didn't really know in that moment if I could swing an emergency purchase or not. So that's what the financial checkup process does for you. Once you do that process at the end of the month, going into the next month, you have somewhat of an idea of where you stand financially. So even if it's not an emergency situation in which you want extra money for or need extra money for, it may be an opportunity. And if you know where you stand financially, then you know whether or not you can swing that opportunity or take the risk. Even if you didn't know where you stood, you knew where to look. And that's the important thing. Even if you have multiple accounts, you don't necessarily know, like, okay, well, where would I pull this money from? Well, because you did the financial checkup process the month before, you have an idea where money sits. The financial checkup process also helps you understand your spending patterns. So for me, the months that I spend the most money are February, because that's my birthday. So I celebrate the whole month long. So I'm having a ball every February. I know that in August I'm going to spend more money because that is back to school time. Even with my kid being in college, I still help him with certain expenses. So I'm going to spend money there. And then his birthday's in September. So typically I spend a little bit more money in September than I typically do the rest of the months of the year. As far as December for Christmas time, that really doesn't affect me because I actually use a sinking fund for my gifts. So that money comes from there. So if you want an idea of how to use a sinking fund, I'll include a link below with a blog post on gift sinking funds. But because I know that I spend more in those particular months, typically I have more money allocated to spending in those months. And so that's something for me that I know I have to adjust for. But I know to do that because of my financial checkup. I know where I stand. I know how much I spend and when I spend the most money. Another reason why you should do a financial checkup on a monthly basis is it helps you create financial goals. So when you're actually checking and reviewing how you spend your money and where you currently stand, then you know whether or not you're taking the steps that you need to take to get to where you need to be. So when I started just looking over my money and paying more attention to it, I realized that my investment goals wasn't where they need to be. I also realized that I needed a travel fund because trying to adjust for travel every month was just annoying for me, especially like if you pick the trip and you're like, okay, let's start putting this money aside. I like things that are easy and automated that I don't have to think about so much. So I created a travel fund. So every pay period, money automatically goes into this travel fund. And so I don't have to physically think about this is what I need to do to save for a trip. When I go to plan a trip or somebody asks me, do you want to go on a trip? I just look at my fund. So that was a goal for me. Another goal I had when I started checking on my money on a monthly basis was I started realizing how much I was paying towards debt each month. And for me, it was just too much money to be going out to pay somebody else. So I decided that I was going to pay off my consumer debt. And I was able to track how much I was paying towards my consumer debt by doing the financial checkup every month. I definitely made more money and increased my income in order to pay off debt. And so being able to track how much money I was bringing in from outside sources, and putting that towards my debt each month, I was able to see the progress and how close I was. Even if you're not able to increase your income to reach your goal, a financial checker will show you if you have money in your current income to put towards your goal. So that's another way in which the financial checkup will help you in your process of reaching your financial goal. And then lastly, of course, if it helps you create your goals, then it's going to help you track your progress, right? And so doing a financial checkup process helps me to determine whether or not I am on track to reach my goals, or if I am falling short, or maybe if I need to adjust because maybe something else occurred, right? And so maybe I need to adjust my goal. And so right now, I'm using the process also. I actually am now paying off my student loans. And so it's showing me whether or not I am making any decent progress on my student loans. So I can tell you that my unsubsidized loans, like, we are right there. Like, I see you, like, I see the finish line on those. But the reason why I know I see the finish line is because I do this process every single month. So I know that we are almost there on those loans, and I am so excited because I am tired of paying. But still have subsidized loans, but I really put a lot of focus in the unsubsidized loans since those have been earning interest since I took them out. So if you're not already just doing a quick checkup on your finances every month, then I suggest that you do. I'll have a link below to a worksheet I have. It is a financial checkup checklist and action plan where you can go through the process of completing a financial checkup and creating an action plan for the next month so that you can get closer to your financial goals. If you have any questions about the process or anything that I've said or any financial questions, drop them in the comments below. Make sure to like this video and subscribe, and I will see you next week.